Mad Rockweek's serial, The Garrison Green Saga, Chapter 36, Not Good Enough. The curfew had teeth. At 7 o'clock, Zeeland County closed its jaw. The streets emptied like someone had whispered something sacred and terrible to every child at once. Porch lights glowed in disciplined rows. Doors shut, curtains drew tight. Patrol cars moved slowly through neighborhoods, beams sweeping across mailboxes and hedges like tired sentries checking for ghosts. The town wasn't quiet. It was listening. Upstairs in the rook room, the fluorescent lights hummed their thin, nervous song. The map on the far wall seemed to glow on its own, a county pinned and stitched with red thread like something cut open and examined too long. Mayor Moores didn't knock. He came in like a storm that had forgotten where it meant to land. His tie hung loose. His collar was open. The skin beneath his eyes had gone that pale gray men get when sleep has abandoned them. "You hear it?" he asked. No one answered, because they did. "My boy." Moores ran a hand down his face and began pacing. "I close my eyes," he said, voice raw, "and I hear her. I hear her in my kitchen. I hear her in my damn shower. I hear it in the pipes." He gave a short, humorless laugh. "You ever try brushing your teeth while a woman's screaming in your head?" Joe stared at the floor. Barney swallowed hard. John watched him carefully. "The FBI lands tomorrow," Moore said suddenly, sharp again. "Tomorrow afternoon. By tomorrow night, they'll be walking through this building like it belongs to them." He pointed at them. "You will be relieved." The word hung like a verdict. "And I don't know," he added quietly, "if your old jobs will be waiting." That one settled deeper. Moores turned toward the map. 6 kids, he whispered. He looked at Lerner, then. And there was something in that look that wasn't anger. It was doubt. "I backed you," he said. "I backed this shadow theory." His voice broke for a split second. "And now I've got a curfew." He slammed his palm against the desk. The sound cracked. "I am disappointed." A breath. "And I am pissed." He looked at John. "If there's another call before those feds land..." He didn't finish it. He didn't have to. Then he left. The door closed softly. And somehow that was worse. The room felt smaller. Lerner stood perfectly still for 3 heartbeats. Then he moved. The tape dispenser flew across the room and struck the cork board with a dull crack. Pins scattered, red thread snapped and sagged. Photographs drifted to the floor face up. School pictures, missing posters, children smiling into futures they never reached. "It's wrong," Lerner muttered. Joe crouched without a word. He began picking up pins. Not all of them. Only the newest ones. Only the children. One by one he pressed them back into the map. John watched him. Barney leaned closer. 6 pins, evenly spaced. Joe stepped back and stared. "Oh," he said quietly. "I guess he's doing geometry." No one laughed. Lerner stepped forward. His breathing slowed. The noise in him quieted. "Hexagon," he said. Lerner found himself reaching for fresh string before he decided to. He connected the points line to line. The shape formed. 6 corners. An empty center. Lerner stared at the hollow space, and something moved behind his eyes. He crossed the room quickly and pulled open his desk drawer. "What are you doing?" John asked. Lerner didn't answer. He pulled an old evidence envelope and dumped the contents onto the desk. Authors Point Hotel. The abandoned room where Green had slept. They remembered the smell, the dust, the mattress on the floor. Lerner flipped through the photos until he found it. There, he said softly. He slid the picture beneath the lamp. Joe leaned in. Barney followed. John stepped closer, slower. The image showed the cracked plaster wall behind the mattress. At first it looked like random scratches. Then the eye adjusted. Shapes, multiple. Hexagons carved into the plaster. Some faint, some retraced, layered over each other like a man trying to get it right. And one of them, 6 outer points and a darkened mark in the center. Pressed hard, repeatedly, Joe felt the air shift. "That's not accidental," he murmured. Barney shook his head slowly. "He drew those." Lerner's voice was barely above a whisper. "He's been building it." John stared at the photograph. He felt it, the pull, the pattern, but he refused it. "That's a shape," he said carefully. "It's the same shape. It's still a shape." Lerner turned to him. "You see it?" "I see scratches on a wall," John replied. "You're the one drawing lines between them." Lerner's jaw tightened. He marked the center. "That doesn't mean it's a map. It means it's not random." John stepped closer. "You want it to be intentional," he said, "because chaos is harder to fight." Silence. Joe looked between them. Barney didn't move. Lerner turned back to the map. 6 pin, 1 hollow center. "Either it's over," he said. Joe swallowed. Or there's one more." He tapped the center of the hexagon. "Ghost Road." John exhaled through his nose. "That's desperation. That's warning. That's you reaching." Lerner grabbed his coat. "I'm going." Joe blinked. "Where?" "Ghost Road." "Alone?" Barney asked. "Yes, if need be." John stepped toward him. "You don't know that's where it'll happen." Lerner paused in the doorway. "No," he said, "but if there's a center, I'm not ignoring it." He opened the door. The hallway light spilled in. Then he was gone. The door shut behind him. The room tilted. Joe stared at the photograph on the desk. John stared at the hollow center on the map. He still didn't believe it. He couldn't. 15 minutes passed like a slow decay piling into an endless abyss. Then the radio crackled. "Units, 911 call flag, Port Nevers, child involved." The 3 men looked at one another. Barney whispered, "Port Nevers?" And somewhere between belief and doubt, the shape tightened. Chapter 37, Taking Out the Trash. It was the sentence 9-year-old Everett hated most. Not because of the words, because of when they were spoken. Take out the trash. His father's voice rolled in from the living room, thick with beer and football commentary and something mean that didn't need alcohol to exist. Everett froze at the kitchen sink. The bag was already tied. He had known it was coming. He had watched it swell all evening like a bad thought no one wanted to say out loud. His father never asked in the afternoon, never while the sun still reached into the yard and claimed it, never when the trees were just trees. It was always after dark. "You know he hates doing it at night," his mother said softly, not turning from the stove. Oil snapped in the pan. "Let him do it in the morning." "No." The word hit the wall hard enough to rattle something in Everett's chest. "He needs to man up," his father said, louder now, making sure the kitchen heard him. "Face his childish fears. I'm not raising a wuss." A pause, then quieter, colder. "You don't want him to grow up to be a fairy, do you?" Everett's ears burned. "I ain't no fairy," he muttered, though he didn't know exactly what that meant. He imagined wings, glitter, something small and soft. He didn't feel soft. He felt watched. He grabbed the trash bag and tightened the knot until his fingers hurt. His mother looked at him, not arguing anymore, just apologizing with her eyes. "Quick," she whispered. Quick was a lie. The kitchen door creaked open. Cold air slipped inside first, cautious and thin. Everett stepped out after it. The porch light flickered once, then died. His breath caught. The yard stretched before him, long and black and unfamiliar. About 100 feet to the green plastic trash can near the back fence. In daylight, it looked cracked and stained and stupid. Now it looked like something crouched. The motion light near the fence should trigger by step 5. It always did. He stepped onto the grass. Step 1. The ground felt different at night, softer, damp, as if something beneath it had shifted while he wasn't looking. Step 2. A dog barked somewhere in the distance, slow, relentless, like it had been barking for a long time. Step 3. The house behind him felt farther away. Step 4. The darkness ahead seemed thicker than the darkness around him. Step 5. Nothing. No light. His heart dropped. He waved his arms wildly, jumped once, twice. "Come on." Nothing answered. "I'm not a wuss," he whispered fiercely. "Ain't no fairy either." He picked up the trash bag again and kept walking. Gravel edged the patio. His sneakers stepped onto it. Crunch. He stepped forward onto the grass. Soft, and then crunch. He stopped. The second crunch hadn't come from behind him. It came from his right, from along the fence line. He swallowed. He took another step onto the grass. No sound beneath his foot. From the fence, crunch, matching him, stride for stride. His heart began pounding so hard it felt like something knocking to get out. Maybe it was the neighbor, maybe someone walking their yard. Except he sped up. Crunch, crunch. The sound sped up too. Not chasing, not closing in, keeping pace, parallel. He glanced sideways. The fence was barely visible. Just suggestion. Vertical slashes of deep black against the dark. No shape, no person. Just the idea of something moving where gravel shouldn't even be. He slowed. Crunch, slowed. His scalp prickled. The trash can loomed ahead now, a darker block against dark. The wind lifted. The neighbor's metal gate groaned. Screech. The sound tore across the yard. The crunching stopped. Silence poured in, thick and suffocating. He stood frozen halfway to the trash can, listening. Nothing. And then, crunch. From the far corner of the yard, near the shed, he turned slightly, just enough to see. Nothing. But something had shifted. The dark there wasn't still anymore. Crunch. Closer. But never between him and the house, always off to the side, circling, hurting. The trash bag slipped from his fingers and hit the grass with a wet thud. The sound seemed too loud. The crunching stopped again. The backyard no longer felt empty. It felt occupied. Measured. Claimed. His lungs made the decision his brain couldn't. He ran, straight toward the house. The crunching exploded in motion, not behind him, along the fence. Fast, heavy, deliberate, something sprinted parallel to him, matching his stride exactly, staying just out of sight. He hit the patio. The crunching veered sharply toward the back corner of the house, towards the door. His stomach dropped. That wasn't possible. He tore through the kitchen door and slammed it shut. Or he thought he did. Every goddamn time, his father barked from the living room. "Everett, honey," his mother said gently, "you forgot to close the door." Everett turned slowly. The door stood slightly ajar. No, he had slammed it. He ran to it and shoved. It wouldn't move. It's stuck, he whispered. His mother stepped closer. She bent slightly. Is that? Her voice thinned. Is that a foot? Everett looked down, an army boot wedged in the doorway, dark leather, thick sole, mud caked into the tread. The boot flexed, the door burst inward. The man who stepped through didn't rush. He entered like someone arriving home. Gray coat, gray face, eyes that seemed bored by blinking. Garrison. Everett's mother lunged first. No scream, no hesitation, pure animal fury. She hit him high, nails clawing for his eyes. He threw her aside as if she weighed nothing. She hit the tile hard, air blasting from her lungs. Everett's father charged in from the living room. What the? The gunshot ended the sentence. Inside a house, a gunshot is not loud. It's catastrophic. Light flashed, red sprayed the wall in a violent bloom. His father dropped mid-stride. Silence followed, thick, stunned. Garrison didn't look at the body long. His gaze moved to Everett, evaluating. Everett felt warmth spread down his legs. He couldn't stop shaking. Garrison stepped forward, and then a wet sound, a gasp, a jerk of motion. A butcher's knife protruded from his thigh. Everett's mother had crawled, had waited, had stabbed. Her face was twisted with fury and blood where she'd bitten her tongue for half a heartbeat. Hope. Garrison turned calmly, shot her in the head. She fell beside her husband. The knife remained in his leg. He looked down at it, gripped the handle, snapped it off. Still remained buried in muscle. Blood soaked his pant leg, but he didn't seem to notice. He limped forward now. Step, drag, step, drag. Everett backed into the counter. The house felt smaller, the air thinner. Garrison reached out a hand, steady, certain. Everett's mind did something strange then. It remembered the yard, the crunching, the pacing, and he noticed. The thing along the fence hadn't been chasing him. It had been positioning, hurting him, ensuring he ran exactly where he was meant to. The man had already been there, long before words were spoken, long before the porch light died, maybe even before dinner, waiting, watching, enjoying the fear, just like his father did. Garrison's fingers closed around Everett's shoulder, cold, firm, possessive, and outside, in the empty yard now reclaimed by silence, the motion light flickered once and finally came on.